I'm just talking about tonight about armed robberies. I've got all the proof of all the armed robberies I was involved in, and all the shooting. So, okay, now, man, bloody boiling I am. Just got some new clothes, got a new hat. My wife. My top's upstairs. It's I've left it in the bag. Just haven't got time because I'm going to go in early. Just do one here now. So when anyone comes on, anyone likes me. Hi, Steve. Hi, brother. Steve Shannon. Hi, Steve Shannon. Good lad, Steve. Another one I was arrested by the fucking crank Doyle. Got arrested twice. Said he had drugs in the house. They raided the house. Fucking kids in the house. Then about 2 o'clock in the morning. Kept him all night. Put him in his house. Checked everything. Went through all the stuff. Boyle again. Lying again. How does he keep getting off with all these things every day of the week? Because he's a police informant. It's he's clean as the nose on your face. A dirty little grass and Roman writing books for the police, writing books with the police. Chief inspectors are writing books for him. That proves he's a snitch as well. So I was talking to Stephen French's mate, and he said to Stephen French, "Yeah, well, do you want to do a book?" He went, "I don't do nothing with you. I know what you are. I know you're a little wrong in you." And he went, "I'm going to get the police on you." So he's recorded him again. So another one, Stephen French, who was in Liverpool. Stephen French would destroy the daft cunt. He was saying, "I'll fight you on the field," and offering Stephen French out. I mean, Stephen just said, "I can't be asked for him." To my friend said, "I'd knock him out with a fucking slap." I said the same. He said, "Pure crank." He was saying, "I'm coming to fight you tonight. I'm coming." This was yesterday. I said, "I'm waiting for you at the gate." So now what they've done, they put a load of posters up. So they put posters up, however, with pigs' faces and all that on. How fucking childish is that? So there's some woman on a man. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I can't remember if it's a he, she, or if it's right said Fred's daughter. Fucking hell, what a clip. But she sounds just like a proper old huckle. Another one's like, "Come on, love. 20 quid for this, £10 for this one, £15 for that." Just a proper fucking wrong one. So what's happening now? Because it matters that you're shitting yourselves because they're all going nuts. I mean, the thing is, you can call my wife all these names what you want, but we all know it's shit. She hasn't been arrested for sexual assault. She hasn't been arrested for raping people. She hasn't been arrested for murdering people. She hasn't been arrested. She's not to blame for killing people like Biv Graham, murdering people all over Newcastle. We haven't been arrested for murders, killing people, shooting innocent people, shooting people just because they wanted to go in a nightclub. And you wasn't allowed in because he didn't have the right trainees on, so they blew his foot off. Come on, you fucking scumbags, man. Absolute scumbags. The only place I know, the place, Newcastle, with that team, all the people in Newcastle can't stand them. They've been shunned by everyone. All the people from Newcastle and Gateshead and Durham and Hartlepool and Stockton and Middlesbrough, everyone down here, they wouldn't dare come down here. Whoever you are, that woman, man, woman, whatever the fuck you are, that family used to come down here for me and Lee Duffy to protect them because they were too fucking scared to have a go with Viv Graham. Viv Graham would have battered the three of them in 10 seconds. They were shit scared of Viv Graham. They were absolutely petrified of Viv Graham. They were getting everyone to have a go with Viv. So Viv said this about you, Brian. Viv said that. And when I went to see Viv, I ended up going to jail. I shook his hand in the jail. He came, "What, you, Brian?" I went, "Yeah." He said, "You did all the shit about them." He said, "I haven't said a thing about you, you know." I said, "I've never said that about you." And up shaking his hand, he was brilliant. He was brilliant with me. They were saying he wants to fight you. It was all lies, all made up. They wanted him out of the way because he was stopping them going in them clubs selling drugs. And that's the whole top and bottom of the story. It was all about greed and power. They wanted to be top of the tree, but they couldn't be because there was other bigger team, bigger fish there. There was Paddy, right? There was Paddy there at the top of the tree. When I used to go up there with Paddy, I'd go up there. I'd never seen them. And any pubs where Paddy'd be in every rough pub all around the... "Oh, yeah." I said, "It won't be any tune now, will you?" He said, we'll sort it out. We're laughing and joking. And they'd be in all the rough pubs. They would be in like the bars where it was all like there was cameras on them, and they went in like the old, the old pubs. I think are the best, where all the council estate people go on. Well, there's Tommy there, he's a night handful of. There's Mary and Johnny and a nightmare them two, and the door were on the door, but they all got on with each other. But these fuckers, they never ever went to Middlesbrough on their own. They never went to anywhere like Leeds or Manchester on their own. They always had to have an entourage with them. So they started on my mate, Ernie Buick. Love you if you watch it, Ernie. Lovely, lovely barriers. So they said, oh, we're going to get him to fight there. We're going to get such and such to do this. We're going to take over his door, because Ernie was to run the doors, and Sunderland I was helping him. It was me, Ernie Buick, and there was Ian Freeman, who was absolute monster of a fighter. World class. Not these pretend ones. He won the belt. He was the world champion, mixed martial arts, right around the world, whether China, Japan, America, Hong Kong, everywhere he went. Holland, all over the world. Great fighter, great friend of mine. So we worked on the door. They never said, none of them said boo. So we went there this night. I wasn't there, and he wasn't there. So I've gone up. I was going to go up to meet Ernie, but the cops were after me with that carry on at the Coliseum, which I'll be telling you about tonight. So Ernie's had trouble with these. The says, they're going, we're coming on there, we're going to put you out, we're coming down with the team, we're going to do that. They did. They came with about 40 people. So 40 of them come to Sunderland. Ernie was in the club with about 20 doormen. And he went, used to, Alf. Instead of everyone getting beat up and loads of trouble, I'll fight used to now. When you ran at them, and both of them, my mum's really bad, and my dad died at Christmas. On their graves, my mum's right on her last legs. On my mum's life, them two Caesars, Michael and Stephen, sprinted up that straight like fucking Usain Bolt. Absolute fucking cowards. And then he's only like 14 stone. They were about 16 stone at the time, two puddings, big fat puddings. And he chased them all the way to the fucking high street, and everyone in Sunderland come out the club for Ernie and chased them. And when I was doing the gig with them, before they told me the truth about Paddy, he wasn't a nonce. They only made it up to get him in trouble, to get him to court, to see if he could get anything on, disclosure on him. When he went to court, the judge when he got read out, he said, Mr. Conroy has never been arrested or questioned ever in his life for anything to do with sexual offences or child offences. Mr. Cotton, and then he read it again out. And I said, what did you do then, Stephen? He went, well, I did what? Because if I went in and I put my hand on the Bible, I'd have been there to convert the cost of justice. So the solicitor said to him, we better get out of here. And you said you have the proof. So what they've done, they've got like an image of a child on his computer. And then his wife shouted at his wife, Paddy said, seen this? She went, yeah, I want the police. She won the police, got the police to come. They took it away and said, he said, well, don't know what's going on, the cop said. There's no more on. Just maybe just one of them things. They do pop up now and then. But it could be just malicious. And that's what it was, malicious from Stephen said. He grasped him up with a 5-page statement. But it would have been all right if it was the truth. He hadn't touched any kids. So when they looked into it, now he hasn't touched any kids. Then that, therefore, when he would have been in the dock and put his hand on the Bible, he would have been done for preventing the cost of justice. He got 2 or 3 year jail. So to get out the courtroom, we ran down the courtroom passageway and jumped in there. The passageway and jumped in this with that the ball dead up there up Newcastle, and they fucked off. He said when he came to my house, he said he never really touched any kids up. We just made that up. We got in trouble. You've got to be joking me. You've been telling me this, and I've been believing this for the last 6 months and 9 months. That's why we switched sides. I thought, I can't be sitting calling the man when he hasn't done nothing. He said, no, I just made the 5-page statement so they'd read it out, and then you could hear what he'd done. And when they read the 5-page statement out, not I read the 5-page statement, so when they read his record out, when you get your record, they usually read your record out and they'll say what's in your record. So they read Paddy's record out, and there wasn't one mention of any children. It was all about shootings, kidnappings, murders, and things like that. It was nothing to do with anything with children. He said that he's never been ever questioned or arrested in his life. And that's the truth. And he even did 2 lie detectors with the police, and he passed them with flying colours. And he did another 2 where while he was there, he said, right, you can ask me the murder. I think it was Viv for him and a few others. And they asked him for them, and he passed them. That's why it's all switched around, the Caesars, because Paddy proved himself not guilty. And when he's been asked for him, Stephen, I'll do one. Stephen's going to run up the area. He's fucked off. He's fucked up the Thailand somewhere. It's always where the little boys are, isn't it? Limp-wristed people. So he's been going over there for 25, 30 years. You know, where the little... I went once, and I went with 4 SES lads. We went over to the job. We got like 25 grand between us. and they give me an extra £5 grand because there was a load of carrying in the pub and I ended up on 4 or 5 people out there. I saved them getting nicked, and they give me more money. They wanted me to stay with them. Nice lads, but I hated Thailand, mate. I only went for 3 nights. The first night I was there, I was getting loads of food. It was only £2.20 for a big dinner and bottles of water. I was taking loads of steroids. I was getting loads. I was massive at the time. By the way, look how much weight I put on. I put 22 pounds on in 4 weeks. I mean, we had so my hats are skin tight, and it's got a new hat. It's got new clothes. Bless her. So they put her up as Miss Piggy. But my wife's beautiful. Get your ugly wife. You get that ugly girl with that man or that woman around straight. I'm too ugly for the shirt. Too ugly. It hurts. I don't know if I'm a man or I don't know if I'm a woman, but I'm doing my little tush here. My fucking state of that. Right, said Fred's fucking daughter in it. What a clipsing. And I'm gorgeous. She said, I'm talking about blowing your own trumpet. But why don't you have why don't you have a fucking a swimwear top on with no makeup and nothing? And we'll do the same. We'll see who's the fat cunt. We'll see who's got the horrible physique, and we'll see who's the ugly bastard without the filters. Because that's all you got. That filters on, you crank. Absolute crank. Trying to pretend you're a model. Crank. Model what? Fucking Hornby fucking train set. Divvy. What you a model for? What you a model for? Fucking model. So they've been arrested multiple times on and allegations of sexual rapes of children, like 13, 14, 15-year-old kids. That's been going on for years in them, and I thought it was just malicious. And that's what they've done. They've switched it from them getting the blame, because they were really doing it, to try and put it on a poor Paddy. But Paddy hasn't got nothing. And that's why we'll all do with Paddy now, because we know he's not telling the lies. They've been telling lies all the time. So when I went to Newcastle, I went to this is embarrassing. It's supposed to be this big gangster. So they took me up there. My area, Stockton, blew their area away because we had all the nightclubs. It was all full of raves. We had like 5 night rave clubs full of like 3,000 in one club, 2 in another club, 2.5 in another club. So I had all the ecstasy rave clubs booming. There was nobody getting sexual assault in my clubs. Nobody was getting shot at my clubs. I just go, behave yourself, you'll get bad out. That'll be it. You don't have to go and shoot people in the door and kill people. But sometimes people get a little bit drunk or a bit leery. Or they might lose a loved one. They might be upset. So you just say, what's the matter with you? Hey, come on, tell me what's the matter. I've lost my dad, Brian. Eli, you look after the club. I'm going to take you out for a few drinks. Go to the pub, go on a few drinks, and get him back to the club, fewing in him. Happy as fuck. He's just one about a lad who can fight the phone. So his Peter Rowe was. His head was done in when his brother died. And I said, fuck the club tonight. I'm going out with Peter. And I took him out the night. He loved it. But they could fight these people. But see, these other ones, when they went to fight Stewie Watson, there was about 40 of them. They all jumped on Stewie. They're all kicking him on the floor. About 40 fucking people onto one. That's their strength. Shit houses. Got no bottle. None whatsoever. When somebody comes around and they can have a fight, they'll get Duffy to do it. They used Duffy. That's why Duffy's dead. They used Duffy. It went to his head. He thought he was great. They were big time gangsters. That's just about the first 2 times I went to see them. I thought, just a tin pot company. They had this fucking place. It was minging. It was like something out of the 1820s. It was like when you're a down and out building where people go in the old days and you get like a ticket and you go in, you get a meal. It was like that. And what they used to do is they were getting that. This is where Paddy's know this. That's where they've been recruiting people to do the shootings from. People in the down and out place. They've got the names, Teddy Smith or something. The only lady that stay there 2 weeks, because what they are is people have been in jail, and then they put them in this it was like it held about 50 people. It was like a big hotel. That person's in there 2-3 months. They befriended him. They can use them to do the shootings, and they'll never be seen again because they'll be down the other end of the country, or take them somewhere and they take them away and they go missing. That's what they've been doing. They've been using people to do shootings, and now to come on top of them because they've all grassed each other up. They're all grassed each other up. They shit themselves. They will blow each other's socks off them. And the ones that are in jail now, been in jail 20 years, they'll QE everyone, but they'll be able to go on the lie detectors and tell the truth, because them lie detectors are nearly impossible unless you're a trained operative like fucking from MI5, FBI or fucking CIA or something. You've got to be trained or get past them. You can't just do them, even though my intelligence through the roof. It's the way you breathe and everything like that. It's the way your heart goes up and down. They're really, really good now. They use them in America straight away just to prove that you're not a. But 35 gram protein shake, yeah, that's a lot. That though, that's a little bit. It's a lot, yeah. But you try and I would go after that. I'd go 25, maybe 25, 30 protein shakes. Yeah, maybe have them every 2 or 3 of them a day. Yeah, 30 is perfect because you will your body can't digest all the protein. It can only digest so much. So you see, like, you might get a tin of meat, it'll say 50 grams of protein on it. So therefore, people think, well, I've just had a tin of meat, it's got 50 grams of protein. I've digested 50 grams of protein, but it hasn't got 50 grams. It's got it in, but your body breaks it down. It goes into different parts of the body, and it breaks down. It doesn't break down into protein, so it breaks up. So you might take, like, people used to take tuna. I think it was 25 grams of tuna or 30 grams of tuna or 50, whatever it was. But when you broke it down in the body, you end up getting about 30 grams of protein. So you were taking 50, you were only getting 25, I think it was, or 30, so it's a lot less. But here's the best way to, if you were struggling. So when you're getting older, the most important thing in life, pardon me, full of cold. The most important thing in your life is not your mind and everything like that. The most important thing in your life is your legs. Because once your legs go, you're fucked. They're the most important things. They're the most important things. You can't get about without your legs. So they're the most important things. Like, so when you're training, I met Tom Platts twice. I met him with, Emma, swearing the whole people can hear you. Emma, you're swearing the whole people can hear it. And so when you take the protein, you take your protein, you only digest so much. But if you train your legs, Tom Platts was the biggest legs ever. If you put his name on Tom Platts, he was only 5'4". He had 36-inch thighs, so it was huge. I had 37-inch thighs, but I was like 6'4". His legs were like that; they were monstrous. So was that the thing they're doing? It was called the Northern Britain. He used to go downstairs. Graham Corner from Newcastle used to go. He was a nice lad. Andy Webb used to go. All them lot. There was another great bodybuilder from Newcastle, and he was a young lad, and he died. I can't remember his name now. He was only about 18. He was taking too much. He won all the bodybuilding shows. He was taking tons of steroids, and he died on stage. And I think he won the world series. He won every single body show he went in. Really good looking kid he was, all 6 foot. He was like going to be going into movies and everything, but he took too many steroids, it killed him. So what happens when your legs are going? What happens when you train your legs really, really hard? What happens to your body? So your legs are completely exhausted because they're the biggest muscle groups. So if you were training legs, you would probably do maybe 8 sets to 12 sets for legs. Some people do 12 sets. But when you do a bicep, because it's so small, you only have to do 3 or 4 sets for biceps because you break the muscle down quick and it repairs quicker because it's only small, so it builds up quite a lot quicker. But legs, you've got to really, really work them. So you've got to go really heavy. So you would do something like pyramid training where you start off with 20 reps on the leg extension. That would warm your kneecaps up. And then you go on the leg bicep and do 20 reps just with 20 kg, that's all. Tom Platts would always warm your knees up. You don't get your knees popped. And then go on, Brian. He said, he asked me the name of that first. And he said, go on then. And he said, and then do your squats, half range of motion, and then go for 8 reps and have a 2-minute rest. And then go for 6 reps and put like 40 kg more on and go for like all the way down 8, 6. You could go 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1 and get somebody behind you and do another one that you see me do. And that way, because you're straining and pushing your legs to the limit, the body has to break down. So the only thing it can do then, the body's exhausted after you do it. Once you do legs as well, you need at least 3 days off when you've trained like that. It takes about 3 or 4 days to repair the muscle tissue because it's that big. You've broken all that top muscle, big chunks of muscle tissue down. So you need to put loads of protein and creatine, gluten and things like that. So what happens, your protein then, in your body, it starts producing more to heal the muscle tissue. So therefore, if you're training heavy, only tools, but you can only do it. You can't do it every day. You can't do 8, 6, 4, 2, 1 every day. You just burn out. So if you did it, like say once a week for legs, and maybe once a week on back, and then the next week do it once a week on legs, and then once a week on chest, you can use that. So that then will give you 30 grams of protein a day just by training, not by eating any protein, because you're breaking the muscle down that much. It needs to repair itself. So the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland produce more protein in the body, so it makes your legs get bigger and stronger. And when your legs get bigger and stronger, you start getting better balance. That's why I'm doing my legs really. I'm back up training heavy again. I'm not training heavy, but I've trained 3 sessions. My back's killing me. My legs are killing me. I was a little bit scared to put the bar on my back, but I've only did 100k, and I did like 4 sets of 5. And I did some ones where you hold the dumbbells. I did 50k dumbbells, it's like 25 each side. I did 4 sets of 5 on them. I did 50k leg extension, 50 reps, 50 kilos. I've come off. Yesterday before, and my legs are fucking bambi. So now I can feel the difference in what it does, because you're starving as well. The body needs food, so it's making you eat more food, and it's making you bigger because you're pushing. The biggest body part is the muscle in the body is your legs. So if you keep, when you get older, your legs start to see, you lose 1% of strength with your testosterone. When you get to 28, 29, 30, 31, you start losing like 1.5%, 2.5%. So by the time you get to 60, you've got no testosterone in your body. And that's why you'll go, I need a nap, like 3, 4, like our age, 60-odd-year-old, you need a nap. But you don't need that if you train really heavy and you put the protein back in and you eat the proper food. And that's why people are exhausted, because they're not putting enough protein in and they're not training hard enough. And that's why the only way you can get big again when you've lost it is to train heavy again. Not every day though, just twice a week. And it'll come back a lot quicker. Do like say, get 2 25 kg dumbbells, hold them in your hands and walk around with them in your bedroom or in your living room, wherever you're at, or up and down the passageway. Get your grip right. Do another one where you're hanging off a bar, straight bar, for like 2 minutes with all that body weight. So you use natural strength, like your grip, your hands, and strengthen your body up that way by doing. Someone's doing try to push downs. They're all right to finish off with. But what you want to be doing, you want to be doing dips, tricep dips, when your whole body's doing the dips, all the way down, all the way back up, hold it, all the way down, all the way back up, hold it, nice and strict, and you get that muscle connection and the muscle now start pumping it. If you're just going like that, like a loony, you might do loads of reps, you're not doing it properly, it's not going to work. So you've got to do it like nice and strict. But the legs, heavy legs and heavy back, that's all you need, them 2 things a week, and then your weights will go up and your testosterone will go up by 30%. That's like having bottles of testosterone, taking injections. So you don't need to take it. Get some amino acids, get some creatine and glutamine. Creatine is the most abundant tested. It's not a steroid, it's amino acids. So you take the creatine. The creatine helps you hold more water in the body, and it gives you about 20 pounds of muscle on within about 6 weeks. And you keep it, you don't lose it. And also, if you're running, you probably see you're training in the gym and you can do like 30, 40 minutes in the gym. It'll get you to maybe 50, 60 minutes because it will give you more energy. So they started giving it to old people who were in hospital, who got Zimmer frames. So they started giving them 5 grams a day. Within 2 months, they were getting 3 times the distance walking down the corridor with the Zimmer frames. And they were actually carrying bigger weights. They were carrying 32 kg weights. They were carrying 5 kg weights, walking with the 5 kg weights. He said the only thing we've changed is the creatine. So they're using it, and what else it does? It's another thing that can stop you getting Alzheimer's. It's said now, they've tested it. It's a good thing to take every day. You can take it for the rest of your life. And there's a cheat what they do though. They tell you to take 5 grams every day for 10 days. 10 days, yeah. So you're using all that, about 50 grams of the amino acid, which is the creatine. You don't need to do that. All you need to do is take 5 grams a day. 3 grams you can take, but I would just take 5. You take 5 grams a day, and by the 21 days, once that glass is full there, look, once it's full of water, and it's got the creatine in, you could pour that more water in there, but it would just go over it. Bruce Lee said, once the glass is full, it's full. You can't keep pouring water in because it'll just spill. So why would you waste all that creatine? Half the percentage of what you get. It's just the management team, the con people, you use a full half a tub if you use what they say. It does go in quicker, but you don't get any bigger. So you might go and wait the extra 11 days and you'll have double the creatine. What you've lost, what you put in your body, you'll still have the same amount of creatine. So they just con you to take it. Scoops and man 3. Yeah, you can have 3 scoops, but you can't. You won't digest it. You can only digest 5 grams a day. It's no use putting loads and loads in because the receptors, once the receptors get the 5 grams in, you can't put 10 in and 12 and 15 because it just, the receptor sites you just urinate it out. It just comes out of your body. You're wasting it. But yeah, years ago, what they used to do, they used to give you it, and you used to take it with Ribena and cherry juice and hot wine. And I hated wine. You put it with wine because it would break up with the wine and get in into the veins quicker. But now you don't need that. So don't get all the dear ones. The best one of them all is called Crapia. It's called creatine, but it's called Crapia monohydrate. The Crapia monohydrate is about £6. All it is about 20 and 30 quid. The least cheapest one is the best one. But sometimes the con you don't, so the league, sometimes you do get a deal. But in this case, not. You don't need all the fancy names. But it is brilliant to use. And within about 3 weeks, you'll see in the mirror, you'll see hardening up. But when you'll start seeing, you have to tighten it up. You'll feel like you can do a lot more running, and you'll say, I've done 40 minutes. I'm only usually doing 25 minutes. The creatine makes you go longer, and it's really good for people. It's really good for people who want to go long distance running, like a long distance run, like football. So when he was giving it to them, the manager, Arsene Wenger, the Manchester United players were absolutely nowhere near them. He said he's giving them steroid, but it was creatine. So they tested it. They tested it. She can't fucking shut up there. They tested it, and the Man United players were about 20% more, 25% fitter than the Arsenal players. So that's what they started doing. They said, "Oh, he's cheating." So they got them in, tested all the bodies. There was no steroid in them whatsoever. And then after that, everyone was allowed to take it because it was about 6 months to give them to make sure they weren't taking steroids. It wasn't steroids. But your legs, if you think about, they carry you about, don't they, for all your life. And as soon as they go, you're knackered. So if you can keep doing little exercises and keeping them, even there's loads of exercises you can do for your legs just to keep them going. But if you just sit, if you get ill, I know this because obviously the illnesses I've had through the injuries in my neck and stuff. They told me I'd never walk again when I did the 7 vertebrae of my neck. I had to take them out and replace them. And then they said I'd be paralysed, but that was when Mr. Big Blabbermouth, Mr. Boyle, went to fight me when I was in a wheelchair, paralysed. I was in a wheelchair, and some days I was in like paraplegic, in a paraplegic bed, where I couldn't even move my head. My head was just shaking because the nerve damage was that bad. They were all crushed, the nerves. So they had to try and get them to come back. They started to come back and feel the nerves now coming. My hands now coming back. And my hands, I can feel it, like my hands there getting harder. Every part was hitting like a little girl. But that little girl, Boyle, that would have broke your jaw, that for you. He said, "You little cunt. You cannot fight, you muppet. There's not one bit of nothing about you. There's nobody in the world talks about you fighting. You've never had a fight. You're a tramp. You're a shithouse." And everyone who's ran, look, Steve Mack chased you. You ran to the police. Steve Shannon chased you. You ran to the police. Terry Dicko chased you. You ran to the police. Dale Brendan House, Barnes chased you. You ran to the police. Mary House called you. You went to the police on there. You're 200% snitch all over Teesside. No one likes you. You can't even go drinking in the town where you go. You got battered off Trussie, 9 stone, punched you all over the place in Nunthorpe. I think it was Nunthorpe. You got battered all over. Then you got battered off a 50-year-old traveller from the camp, in Stockton. He knocked you clean out in the Queen's Head. Sparked you because you were in that shit in the toilet with his 12-year-old fucking sons was watching you sniff it. You're a wrong'un, a dirty little horror, and your time's coming now. Your time's coming. You've seen all what's going on. Your time's coming now. You fat, greasy, slimy little bastard. Slimy little rat. He's the one who's caused all these fights with everyone on the internet, him and Humbles and the others. They've caused it all because they're working with the cops. He's been waiting the cops for 20 odd years, that little shitbag, and he's straight to the police station. He's been to the police station. He went to Raggy, said he was selling drugs in jail. They took him out of the prison. They checked all the other prison officers in there. Then he said this police officer was doing it. He went and grassed him up. That was all lies again. Then he got Steve Shannon locked up, lies again. Steve Mack locked up. He was offering Lee Duffy's son out. So Lee Duffy's son's a lovely kid. And he went, "I'll fight you anyway." He went, and Boyle went, "Why have you got a knife?" He always puts that in to make it look like you've got a knife. But he hasn't said, "I don't need a knife for you, you're crank." And he said, "I'm going to get the police on you." So he phoned the police on him as well. So then he threatened the Carol Edwards because he wouldn't give him stories. "If you don't give me the stories, I'm going to double barrel you," he said to her. He blew her away with a shotgun. And nothing happens to him because he's a little dirty rat. But everyone knows now, so yeah. So if your legs are the most important thing to keep right. So when you get injured, say like a footballer gets injured, the first thing they do, they put a boot on them, they keep it right and keep his foot right. Don't put any pressure on you. You're out, your boot. Don't try and go play football if you pull the tendon or anything like that. So the first 2 days in bed, you lose 20% of your muscle and strength. Just 2 days in bed. I started reading on it when I got these formula forms of the physios. They were good, the physios, they're really clever. And we were looking at the stuff anyway. I got myself back walking, then I got another one where I got L4 and L5 vertebrae done. That was cracked, and they had to take that out and do that. And then he went to fight me again, called me a spack and the retard and everything. Nothing happens to him again. He just keeps getting off and off because he's working with, like Paddy said, he's a dirty little grass. And we all know what happened to dirty little grasses, get found down holes, don't they? Like Paddy said, get found down a hole, never seen again. That's what's going to happen to me. He'll go, I can say, I'm not saying I'm telling him what to do it. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. But I can see him going missing off the face of the planet and never seen again. I can honestly see what he's done to people. And the people he's done it to are really serious fucking players. I can see him just going, you see them doing you in certain places where, remember that lad who done such and such, and oh yeah, they've been seen since 20 years or something. And that's what happens, because they can't shut that fucking grassy mouth. And you did it with poor Carl Walker, saying I was sleeping with Carl Walker, and the poor kid only come here twice. He come here to help me because we were getting bullied. He did it with Devon, you phoned the police on him. You did it with what was the other one from York? You did it to him. You phoned the police on him. You did it with the other kid from can't remember his name now. Brett May. Phoned the police on Brett and said, "Oh, but he's threatening me for around Cockerill, got to threaten me." But I was in hospital in a wheelchair, and when they come to the hospital, they said, "Brian's been in the hospital. He's been in this hospital for these 8 weeks, 9 weeks. How can he go anywhere? He's in a paraplegic bed there. He's going to be in that for like 9 months to 2 years." I got, well, this is ridiculous. Sorry, Brian, about this. I said, sorry, mate. I said, don't worry about it. He was just a fucking idiot. He said, well, everything he's given us, it's just been all lies all the way through. Every story he's told us, everything he's given us, we've gone through it with the fine tooth comb. The CPS has gone through it 3 times. And they said, we can't charge you. So he's shouting you the night. You're getting arrested at 1 in the morning. Oh, she's scared there and shit herself, kids. I get took away in that way. I've done nothing wrong. I've already told them. I've had barristers who are friends of mine from America. The mafia people I know, they've sent barristers to look at it for me. They've given us the pay. We've had prop trained barristers from their end, and they've checked it all out. There's nothing in there you can be charged for. Nothing. All you've said is what's on the street. And when he's offering you out for a fight, wanting to fight in a wheelchair, he said, no one in this world would charge you with that because you said it under duress, and he was threatening to kill your dog, rape your wife, and burn your house down. He said, so you have a thing called the means test or the stress test. And if you're on there, say you're on medication like I was, like tramadol and naproxen, and I was on what was it called, oral morph, and we were all talking about the week, and you don't know what you're at on it. And I just left the report, I'll fucking kill you if you come to my house and rape my wife. And that's what I said. But when I went to the police station, I said, look, I did say it. I said it under duress. He went straight away, no problem then. And the cop was like, nah, you might get a caution, but I don't think you will. So like that shit he's been telling them, like you for all this time. He said he was going down to London at the weekend and do a movie. It's all shite again. It's all absolute shit. He never even went to London. He used old footage, and he was with his mates. But I can't tell you about what they've done. But he was with his mates, well, and yeah, that's where you were. You were with them on the shit. You never went to London. You're a crank. Pretending you were coming to my house at 1:30 in the morning, scaring my wife. You don't scare me. You're a muppet. 80 on, guys. Yes, we'll stop talking about that fucking divvy. So Steve Shannon, love Steve. Steve's an old, isn't Steve will tell you. Steve, can you remember all the lads used to have Cosworths in the day? He was saying I'm lying about the Cosworths. Your family had them. Steve Max obviously knows as well. Steve Shannon, his dad, he had Cosworths. There was me, Bam Bam, him. There was Smalley. There was Spud. There was what's that little one? You had the red little, I can't remember his name now. Bandy. Remember Bandy? And Roy Shaw, over the body, had one. Craig Howard had one. Also had one. There was about 20 people had them. Nearly Stockton. Everyone in Stockton had a Cosworth. Bam Bam was the first one to get one. And I was the second. And we all started getting putting bits on them, and like trims and all that type of stuff. And we had them cars. We used to. I've just had a lad been on this one here. It's called Mark Everson. He lives in Gidsborough, where the racetrack is, and it's still there. The state Mark was on here. I can't see you. But Mark said, "Oh, yeah, I remember that racetrack, and I know them there, lads. What you're on about? They did have the racetrack, and they did take people on where you pay £100 for an hour, and you could go out the car, they take you around, and you went in the bucket seat, and they made sure you're all safe and everything. You went through all these routines, and the bucket seat, and you had to push it down like that. It was like a pilot, you know, when you get the pilot, you know, push, it opens up, it was one of them. But you didn't come out like a pilot. But that's how you opened them, so quick release type of thing. So they used to show you how to, like, so when you're going around the corner, you put your left foot on the brake, on the corner of your brake like that. So you're only touching the brake a little tiny bit, and then you put your right foot down. Then you go boom, boom like that, and the back end just corrects round. So you go boom, boom like that, and you just touch with your left. So it actually that 3 foot there, left foot touching the brake, boom, boom. You just switch that like that, and it pulls the back end, corrects it back into shape, and you can't go fun. Because once you're driving and somebody's behind you, put your full brake on, it stops. You nearly stop. You need to go through the windscreen. So that's the way to get around the bends quicker. And he was showing me loads of other different things. I tell you, I was a really good driver. Sean Day as well, which me and Sean used to go up there. That idiot's trying to tell us, legendary people from Teesside, who used to go there for our dinners in Gisborough, and we used to drink up there. You know what I mean? We lived that life. That's us now. This is me. I'm 62 this year. He's 16 years younger than me. He wasn't around. He was in school while I was running Teesside. Absolute crank. And they said he never had no fight. So how every town you go to, like Newcastle, Sunderland, Durham, Liverpool, London, Birmingham, York, well, all the people from everywhere has been cutting me out from everywhere. From I went to fight like for 120 grand in Doncaster, and he got this lad the money, travels it was, and there was loads of 2,000 of them come on. They were doing that and fuck off, jumping about with your fist with me. No, fuck off. I'm here to help you. I made them get out of the way. So I went with the 2 lads from this way. And I went, what's happening, mate? And I knocked on his door. I went, listen, there's no trouble, mate. They're gone. I said, you go. So they went. And can I have a word with you, mate? He went, yeah. Are you Brian? Are you Brian Cockerill? I said, I've seen your documentary. I said, yeah, there's no trouble. It's just, do you owe 220 grand to these lads? He said, I do owe Brian. I do. He said, what I did, I got a job. I took too much on. There's my business, such and such roofing. He said, and I ended up losing the job, the contract. He said, but I've got another one on in 2 weeks' time. And the man's already going to give me 40 grand up front. I said, would you be able to pay how much? He said, well, I could pay all at one go. I said, no, you just pay what you can pay. What about 10 grand a month for until it's paid off? He went, yeah, that'd be fantastic. It'd be easy to do that. Easy to do it. He said, you sure it won't get you in trust? Listen, he said, well, I'll give you 10 grand. He said, I don't know if your son. I said, I'm getting paid off these. I've come here and I said, I know you're a legend, Barry. So look, we all know you. He said, but I was a bit scared, seeing you. I said, no, don't be scared of me. Look, be daft. He didn't give me a cuddle and everything. And then he phoned me up about 3 days later. He said, I've got you a couple of jets here. And I went down with him. And we got 3 jets in. And I gave him like a grand or 4 grand I got. And I gave him a grand. He was over the month. So that's what you do. You don't go and threaten people. We've been to doors, me and little Terry, and we've gone, they've got loads of money by. They're calling your names. They're doing all sorts. We always check. So I've got to this house. The kids running around with like a pair of underpants on. No fucking shoes and out. Cool little cunt. We walked to him and told him to give the kids 20 quid each. Couldn't take the money off them. The man had nothing. Went to another door. I mean, Bensley said he's got 200 grand. He's just done a touch. He's a bit of a raw wrong and all that. I've got in the house. He was the same. He had two little boys in the house. I said, what? He said, have you been slagging me off and fucking called me? And he said, no, you know me. And then I didn't know him. And he said, well, it is right. I said, my wife just left me 2 days ago. And I said, yeah, fuck with that. Yeah, I said, well, did you owe him the 10 grand? He said, yeah, you owe me. So I said, tell him, fuck off. Send me to an house for kids in the house where the man's lost his kids. I said, fuck off. I said, wait there. Anyway, I went to the wall and I gave him a come back, give him £100. And he was fucking crying. And the man was crying his eyes out. I'm not like that. Fucking 3 kids without. No, I'm not a type of person. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I'd rather have a fight with 40 people and get fucking kicked to death than hurt children. That's what I said about my wife. Me and my wife have never been ever like Paddy, God bless him. I feel terrible for Paddy, God annoyed me. What they did to that fucking man breaks my heart. When you think about it, the poor cunt. Fucking terrible. Having to sit there getting called a nonce in jails abroad. And they said, we nonced him off. I said, what do you mean? He said, it wasn't real. He couldn't see us again. And he sat on me bed upstairs. He tried to get me to beat mix tin foil in. He said, give him a bat. He's slagging us up there. He said, give him a good hiding for us. You'll only get 2 years. When you give him a fucking good hiding and get 2 years, I'm not leaving my fucking wife. I came upstairs and he said, don't be going out no more because they might end up shooting you. I said, listen, don't tell me what to do. I don't run away like you. And then I shouted that in the fucking bedroom. Then there was a lad called Mixed Martial Arts Philosophy. Lovely kid when I went in jail. I didn't know the kid, but they all knew me. When I first come in, I had fuck all, no food and that. And he gave me a big bag of food. And I knew, and within about fucking 20 minutes, I had about 10 bags of shopping. Screwing fucking hell, you've got more Sainsbury's in there. I said, He said, do you want to get the lads together for you? He said, oh, yeah. So they all come out. They let the screws let them come into my pad, put all the fucking shotgun in my pad. And Mitch Martial Arts Philosophy tells that story on YouTube. If you watch it, you'll see it. With Brian come in, because I got come in late on the night, and I had a fight with this lad, 6'10" he was, called the Iceman. I'll tell you that story another day. But you know the stories when I'll tell you about the Iceman? I've got my mate Scrimmy. He knows. I've got a lad called Michael, the basketball player. Michael, what was he called that basketball? Michael Johnson, I think he's called. Yeah, Michael Johnson. He was in the house. I've got the statements from the police when they charged me, arrested me. Mr. Bell, you fucking mug. You just look like a mug again now, don't you? So I've got all them. But I'd put them all up, and he's going to put them on. You can see it was 1992. There was a riot to it. There was never no riot. It's all in Cockerill. It's all shit. So the lads gone back through, looked through everything. The riots were there. The taxman's telling the fucking truth from day one. Same as Paddy Conroy telling them, trying to put narratives in, spins and bullshit. So 1992, I got out of jail. It was late, near Christmas. I'd been in, and Duffy had died. I'd got bashed a lad in a fight outside a nightclub in Redcar. It was called, it used to be called the Top, no, it used to be called, Top Deck was on the other side. It was called Silks, Silks. Silks. And it used to be called, Emma's mum used to work in there. She was when you used to do gambling. She was a courier. Emma's mum was fucking beautiful. Miles better than Emma. And they're getting everything. Everyone used to look at Emma's mum and they'll come from the house embarrassed. But her mum was like the main one, the croupier, when you could do the cards and that. And she worked in there. She went out to her job as a casino thing. Not a James Bond thing where they do the casino. And I had a fight. So what happened, there was about 20 lads with us. And I come around the fuck on, there was a couple of lads from South Bank. And there was about 4 doormen on. They were 20 stone, 18, 19, 16 stone, like that. And they hit this young lad, a friend of mine, broke his fucking jaw. So I've run around and have a fight with him. And I went and I fight him and I punched him and I dropped him on the floor. The next minute, the big lads grabbed me 20 stone, grabbed me in like a bear hug. And his mates tried to punch me in the face. So I couldn't get to them because 2 cops were behind me, 2 cops have grabbed my arm, so I had to leave it. So anyway, I fucking punched him when he hit the floor. But I never hit him hard, really, like half punched him. So it goes, anyway, the cops come to try and put me in the van. I was like, wrestling like fuck with them. They finally got me in the van after about fucking 20 minutes. Then we were trunging and everything. Put me in the van, so I sat there and I used to be able to do, like, hit the door like this with my arms, run at the door. I was 25 stone nearly, and I'd hit the door and it would hit the bar and it would snap, or it would just open the door and it would spring up and I'd go all the way round too. And they were like, fucking hell. So then they put me back in again. But I was fucked this time. I was with a lad called, his brother called Peter, boxer he was, can't you see him? He was a boxer, he was from Redcar, Peter. I can't his fucking name now, it'll come to me. And he was in the back and we were in the back and I was laid on the back and I was just kicking the door with my legs. And my legs were fucking 36, 37, 36.5 inches. I was squatting 800 pounds, so I was just kicking the doors and the doors were like, getting further open. So anyway, the bolt come back round, shut the doors, and anyway, they come this time in another van. And they had a bolt on it this time, and they put a bolt across, and then put a padlock on it. I couldn't kick it in that one. It's fucking useless. So, but I got done for it. I had to go to court for it. So, as I'm getting, I go to a lad called Mark from Great Dormant Town. I phoned him up. I said, I'm in jail. What's happened? I told him the story. He said, I'll come pick you up tomorrow. So he come round. It was where the cops were. You were from Mark. Gibbsborough, so goes to the courts and they give us bail. So I'm going over Mark's. It's going to have a sleep in there. Last worked on the bingo down the town. So I goes upstairs and dorm. So I fell asleep for a couple of hours. Come out. I'm going for something to eat. I've got a parmesan. Coming back through on the night through Weston. It's like a when you got a racetrack and you're going through there, chicane and all that. So it's like that up there. So like different fucking roads. So I'm going by and there's that fucking lad who punched you last night. I went, yeah, that's the cunt. So I've gone over, I went, oh, you're the cunt. So he's ran at me, and they say that if a car's going 100 mile an hour, and that car's going 100 mile, they both hit each other twice as much powerful because it's a 200 mile an hour crash. So he's ran at me, and I've got this thing where I can throw my left leg down, and then come with the power with the right hand and throw it through, and I pulled through and hit him right in the chin, I lifted him off his feet. He went back, his head hit the back of the air. It was a kebab shop we were in. And I was going on because the last one was going up where I was bringing her some food home, and she hit the deck like that. Anyway, fucking broke his jaw in 3 places. I think it was 3 or 4. And the man who worked in there knew Mark, and he took them days you could take thing off the wall, you know, the camera. So I got took off the wall anyway. Mrs. So he went to court against me, and I was in jail, and they were going up. And Duffy was coming up on the prisons. I'll tell you about that another time. But Duffy was coming up to the visits and torching the screws, and we were going there. He was saying, Brian, and on the way back, they was all saying, Brian, we love you. And all the lads were right up. We've got him in his address, so they went to his house and put two fucking, you know, the tube where you put it in your garden, you get hose pipes. They put the hose pipes in his fucking bathroom window. The fucking house he'd been away of holiday for a week. Imagine the house. We wouldn't burn people's house. We sweat it. You know, the lads sweat it out. So he shit himself. So Lee went and said, listen, you cunts. You've had a fair fight. There's 40 is fighting Brian. You fucking punch him in the face. And you've had to go in the fucking kebab shop. He's fucking hit you with one shot. Took you out. And your fucking girlfriend won't make a statement here because you started the fight. So I was in jail for fucking about 3-4 months, 5 months. So it was like I was in the cells, and Lee Duffy, I've got a thing, and Tapper, who threw the petrol on Lee Duffy in them days. He didn't like Lee. And he threw, like, the staff couldn't boil, went, oh, I know what he done. I said, you weren't even there. How would he? Said, no, I know the lad. I said, listen, I know the fucking family. I said, I know the three brothers. I said, there's Tony, there's you, David, and there's the other brother who worked on the dog with me. So I knew all three of the lads. And he's trying to tell me about these lads who were working the dog for 20 years. Absolute crank. He's trying to tell me 20, 30 years later, after all the facts have been and he's died, he's telling me that Tinfoil's telling me his version of what really happened to Lee Duffy. Absolute fucking idiot. So I said, well, like Tappy said, I was fucking sick of his name, Brian, getting on my nerves every day. People going on about him, people scared of him. He said, so I used to wash the windows and that for a few quid, get a drink and go to the pub. I used to have like a big rubber bucket, but I used to get the proper wind for the windows. So he said, Lee, he was friends with Lee. He said, lend a five. And Lee went, I've got a power tapper. He said, I've got £2.80 or something, £2.86, I think he gave him. So he went out the pub, went over to the garage, filled it up with the petrol, come back and went, here, Duffy. And Lee turned around, he went, woof, and threw about, it must have been a gallon in them days, like 2 for 3 quid or whatever, because obviously it's fucking a lot dearer now. And he swilled him with a fucking half a bucket of, half a gallon of fucking petrol. So then he's trying to light the cigarettes or the fucking matches. So then Lee's went bang, hit him, broke his fucking jaw, knocked him out. Ran outside, took his clothes off, and come back in through water himself. Anyway, Tapper never pressed charges, never grassed him, never went proper lad. Tapper never went to charge, never pressed charge on Lee, but Lee got done and remanded. And then Tapper was, when I went to jail, Tapper was next door to me in the block, and he was saying that this is David Tapper. He said, Brian, Duffy's dead. He was stabbed last night in Middlesbrough. I thought, just bullshit, because that many times he'd been stabbed. And Screw coming in here, big fella, there's the paper, it's just a proof to you, not making it up. Obviously, he was going to be my fucking partner, training partner, and fucking, obviously, crime partner, but Lee said, you're going to go before me, he said. He always said it, he kept saying, I was only with him 4 or 5 months taxing. But he said, yeah, you've got too much fault you just don't give a fuck. You're kicking doors in where they could have guns and everything. You don't shit like upstairs. He said the same. You just don't give a fuck you just got no fear. And I've got a little snivelling rat want to fight me with these bullshit fucking stories every night. Him and his stupid brutal wife talking fucking shit, coming to fight me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Absolute shite. Absolutely not. You wouldn't even dare come out the house. You wouldn't even dare fucking face me. So with that lad, what we're talking about, they ended up dropping the charges. My other mate, who lives in Thailand, and used to work the door. It was me, Mark Johnson, Ali Johnson, all used to work the door in the mall. And he went and seen him, and he said, listen, you can't be doing this to Brian. You had a fair fight. He said, well, can I have another fight with him when he comes out? He said, yes, Brian said, yes. So when I come out, I went straight on, have a fight with him. No, I don't want to fight with him. He fucking shit himself. But his name was all over. Once you do them things, when you have a fight when you get beat and you go to the police, you can't do it. You look at me when I got beaten in our house, nearly killed me. Never said a fucking word. Never said a thing to this day to anyone. We all got off them people. That's what you are, old school. You have a goal, you get beat, you just move on. But this fucker, he offers people out and people come have a fight with him. He phones the police and says, oh, they've got a gun, they've got a knife, they've got this. He's a horrible, horrible fucker he is. Oh, Chris, well, Timmy B. Hi, Timmy B. I haven't seen you for a while. Timmy, you okay? Yeah, I'm okay, mate. Boiling fucking hot, isn't it? Just like, have you seen the state of them fucking dibbies that are running about trying to pretend they can fight? I've got a friend of mine, Borough, she'll fucking tear the heads off the two of them in 2 seconds. She went boxing, Borough, she'd fucking destroy the daft cunts in 2 seconds. She was in the ring, boxing with Lee Duffy, and the pads and everything, fucking, like fucking the other friend who boxes, the one from Hartlepool, what was it, Savannah Marshall? Them people are fucking legends, they're proper fucking boxers, they're pro boxers. These divvy cunts pretending they can fight and they're talking shit, and the thing is to get a bat, then they start getting the police. It's going to be Emerald. I'd like to see you get past my 2 pals then. Because they'll fucking destroy you in seconds and all that blab talking shit. These are just quiet people, these. They do that for talking with the fucking fists. All that talking on the internet and talking shit. So anyway, so I goes to court and I goes in the nightclub. So I goes to see my mum. I'd got picked up with my mum and dad. And he was driving down the street. I said, Dad, slow down. Because I've been in the block the first time. I've been about 70 days in the block, or 100 days maybe. I was in the block for like 3 or 4 months. So everything's slow because you're in the block. So he's driving about 40 miles an hour. Dad, slow down, you're going to fucking hit the car. He said, I went doing 40. I couldn't believe it. Fucking hell. So it took me about 2 months to get back to normal, the speed and that. And I stayed at my mum's for a few weeks. So obviously I just got to jail. I had to be on licence and that. And went over to Middlesbrough, seen a few people, and then she was in the pub where we used to go. So I go to the pub, and they went, all right, Brian. Yeah, she gave me a cuddle and a kiss and everything. She went for a drink. Got us a drink. Oh, I haven't seen you for maybe 5, 6 months or something. So she's over the moon because I was out. Anyway, she's with me straight away with her arm on and cuddling me and that. And there's the lads on the door, and he says, I don't know if I told you this last night, not last night, the night before. So he comes over, she said, you have to pay to get in, mate. I said, I don't pay, mate. He went, you have to pay. I said, I don't. I said, Baz is my mate. I said, I don't pay. He said, no, everyone has to pay. He was a Geordie, big lad, 16 stone. So in the end, he went, the manager came and went, oh, he's all right, you don't have to pay. So then he came around about 10 minutes later and he went, I didn't know you were Brian Cockerill. I'm sorry, I wasn't showing off or anything. I'm being clever. I'm trying to be clever in front of you. That's not that. He said, I genuinely don't know you. He said, I know your name. I fucking shit myself now. I said, listen, there's me, and don't worry about you. You're only doing your job. I said, I don't fucking beat people for something daft like that. Doing the job. Chris, well, Paul, hey, Paul. And then like people like calling me, like Dodgy Dave, who's got a dildo up his thingy and put up his bum and pretended he's white and white. The woman raped him. And they're calling us. Are you fucking joking me? Are you having a laugh? We're robbing old women, fucking thousands of pounds. And you've got that Irish bull, him and his brother, doing fucking street robberies, going up to old women in the post office and robbing them on the post offices. His brother's been to jail 5 times for robbing old people. People at gunpoint, old women at knife point, brebbling old people's bungalows, where there's like 5 or 6, where there's about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bungalows in a little block. Shut up! And he's calling me. I've only been to jail for fucking fighting. He's been to jail for fucking robbing old women and women with the purses, snatching the purses, snatches. Fucking wouldn't dare. Brought up with models, me. You know, it's like going up to your mum and robbing your mum. No one in the right man would rob their own mother. But that's what he does. That's what Tint Oil used to do. His own mother would lock him out in the house, wouldn't let him in. And they're calling me, cheeky bastards. Go and look at my record anywhere. There's nothing on my thing about kids, not my thing about shooting people, killing people. Mine's all well, I've been alleged to do it, I've been alleged to do it. There's nothing on there about me. That's why they can't do nothing with me. Emma, we've got nothing on our records. I've got to clean, I've got to drive. The biggest thing I've got on my record is a driving offence. And once I was looking after these black lads from Leeds, they were coming down, they had about 300 grand of the gear, and they were shit themselves. They just said, we'll send Brian Cock, we'll protect you. And they give us 5 grand to look after them. They looked after them for the weekend. I got the gear. They put the gear onto the place. Yeah, aware of except for Spunky Bum. Yeah, so they've been charged for nothing. They're going on about like calling people that Dave, how the fuck's that dirty fat balloon he is. He's coming into my house and pretending he's friends with Emma, recording her for the purposes to get her arrested and charged for the police. But you can't go into somebody's house for them purposes, for the whole purposes, to deliberately go in as an agent provocateur to tape record someone off something and saying, do you remember that time? He'll give you something, say, well, you got that drink I'll give you, didn't you? Or you got that gun I'll give you earlier on. So he's talking you, so it looks like you've just got a gun off him or something. Or that's what Becca's been doing. He's been going, well, you give us the money to come here. So then you say you've got someone, you've shot someone, then you've paid for the petrol money. That's what Paddy's trying to tell you. Then you get involved in it. I remember a lad from Nottingham. He was about 16-year-old, and his brother was a bit of a psycho, and he was like, what were these Asian lads? He went down the nightclub, went over at the kebab shop, stabbed him in the throat about 4 times, killed the lad. And he got done because he gave him a lift to the shop. And he said, well, you've given him a lift. Without you giving him that lift, he wouldn't have been stabbed and he wouldn't have got in jail. So he had to plead guilty to murder. And they all got murdered. He got 25 years, this kid, for giving a lift. They wouldn't let him get off with it because they brought a new law where that Stephen Lawrenson, which is rightly so, what they've done to that kid was disgusting. Just because he was a black kid. No matter what colour you are, no one should go through that shit. That's pure fucking bullying and racism. I can't stand it. Tortured him. But what they've done is they went back, they put microphones in the snooker tables where they were at and given somewhere. They built a place where they lived. And knowing that's how thick they are. If somebody built somewhere I lived, and you think, wait a minute, they're building that, the cops, so we go in and start talking like a lot of gangsters going to a pub, a certain pub, they've been going in for 20 years, that's different. But if they've just started building a pub in that area and everyone starts going, it's been built by the police deliberately to try and catch people out, and they'll put bugs in there. So what they do, they book the place and they start getting recordings of people. Then the one who's blabbing, they'll grab him on his own, take him back on his own, say, look, I've got your own recordings here. Oh yeah, I did give them, yeah, but you're and that's what we're doing with their. That's what they do now. They do the same thing now with these, with your umbles and your tin foils. Have you noticed the common denominator? Umbles, fucking tin foil, umbles misses, all of them, smack, 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 smack. Nearly every one of them are on the drum. Irish bull, smack, smack, smack. All of them are on the smack. All grasses, they all went for the police. They're all in the same pattern. It's all the same MO. Put them up. Bing, 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 bing. You push all the buttons and all the floatings will go ding, 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 ding. They all start coming. And that's how you can tell it's them. It's the same MO. They've all got the same MO. They're all on heroin. They're all on crack. And they're all taking white drugs. And then they're getting, I think they're 10 people. And then they start to call people out there. But the people call them back, like me when I lose my temper, like Paddy does. Because we obviously got a lot of violence in us. And then we fucking dicks for it. But these fuckers push you into a corner, and that's what they're trying to do. And that's what they've been trying to do the last few months to get me done. Carson, you okay, son? Dartmouth lad. Carson's a good kid. Good people here. Nice people. Paul, you okay, son? Nice to see you. About better. You in touch. I'm going to go and see Annie soon. I'm just there. Bomber Ice Manhattans. The one I was on about was the Manhattans we were in. Oh yeah, the bombs down here, bomber. So yeah, I remember what you're about. Yeah, Billingham bombers they were called. Yeah. Well, Gary Pallister's nephew, his cousin, used to come here about 18 stone. He was a lovely lad, and he died. I think he died of an overdose of heroin. He was always fighting all the time. He was fucking tough as all boats. He used to come to my rave clubs. But yeah, loads of people have died of them drugs. But that's what they do. They'll get you to be a friend and they'll talk to you. You'll be a friend for ages. They're recording you for months. Then they'll slip one bit in and take one bit out and put another one in. And then they'll splice it together. And they'll go, where's that going? Well, I'll give you it yesterday. And then they'll put that bit in where they put that bit. I'll give you it and leave the bit out. I'll give you it yesterday. And then blah, 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 blah. And they'll get all the stuff together where it looks like you just done it tonight. Then they'll go and do shooting. And they'll make it look like it's that tonight when they've done it. And he's talked all that stuff tonight, and then you're in the place, the rage, take the cameras off you or the phones off you. You've been texting about you did, where's that gun you give me? Where have you put that gun you put in the car tonight? So then you're mentioning tonight. So your name's on the fucking thing then with the recordings, and then that's in jail. That's what they're doing. They're setting you up by getting you to do it. But they're called the agent provocateurs, they're called. and they get more jail for doing that. Dodgy Dave trying to get Emma jail, no chance. You can't get somebody jailed by recording them and saying that you just come to see you for the day and have a cup of tea, but read the alternatives to try and set them up and get them in jail. That's agent provocateur. That's also conspiring to pervert the course of justice as well. It's two different things. That Eli over there. I've seen Eli there. Yeah, so that's what they've been doing, going on, recording each other, and then going to the cops. But they've got the Met cops have been working with. A lot of these are paedophiles, and a lot of them are wrongs have been done where they've grasped 30, 40 people up in a big massive case. So they've got nowhere to go and nowhere to run because the people are after them are naughty people. So they put them in safe houses. They might have 2 or 3 nonces in, or 2 or 3 paedophiles in the same place. They all get on and talk to each other as best of friends because they're all as bad as each other. So if one says one about one, but I'll tell about you because I've got your records. They all have information on each other, so none of them grasp each other, and none of them say nothing. And a lot of the people nowadays saying out about these certain people have been with them because they know for the fact with them getting recorded. Tried to do it with me, I knew, and straight away I was saying, "Do you hear about me?" I said, "I never don't know that lad." And another question asked me, I said, "Never heard of him." Asked me another question like Dave, and I went, "Nah." I said, "I just stayed in the bedroom upstairs, and my hands are bad. I can't go out." I said, Shirley said it was me sprinting down the street, and in that videos, and then now they're saying it's Emma. So is it me or is it Emma? Because none of them look like me, and none of them look like Emma. So them videos they've got, and they're admissible. They've already been used once in the police station. They've been looked into by the police, and once they look into them, they don't look into them and then go and take them away, then look into them and go and take them away, and look into them. They look into them once, that's it. And once the data has been looked into and they check it all, it's been, you can't use it again. It cannot be used again in the court case because once you've used it once for evidence in a courtroom, that case is kicked out. They'd have to recharge you again with everything else. They'd have to get more, they've got more evidence. And that's how they get off people because these black goods get it all mixed up. But that Dodgy Dave, he took the dildo up his ass and he was pretending he was getting BUM'd. And went to the police to try to get his girlfriend in jail. I think he got her jail, or he got her in trouble, and she's still got a record where it's on a DBS check, so she can't work with kids and things no more. But that's what he did. Who in the right man would believe a word he says? Oh, what's your record? Now, what you? Oh, well, it was Mrs. Watkins, 87, I think the one was. He robbed her £40,000 or £63,000 he robbed her. And when after about 3 months, the old woman died of stress because it was a life savings. 3 months later, she died. He should have been jailed for that. In my opinion, that fucker should have been jailed for that old woman. He made that old woman die with the stress. Juvenile distress, it's called. And that's what they're trying to do with him and trying to do it with me. Won't beat me. I've got all views on here. I've got all the good people on. See, when they've got their people with them, they're not good people. They're all wrong. We've got really good people. Right, Ryan? We've got good people with us. We haven't got dibbies. Timmy B's a great lad, absolute legend he is, absolute legend, love him all the while, great lad he is, proper old school, sat with us, talked to us for a couple of months, sitting out the house, loved it being with us, and we had a great time. He got me through my illness the last time I had the illness. I was really bad and he was helping me, and chatting over here, staying up with us all night and having a laugh and that, and we're having a laugh and Emma and that, so it was great with me. He's one of them people you want on your side, you know, when you're in the trenches and you think, fuck, I'm feeling depressed. He's one of them who can keep you going, you know, will keep your spirits up. Really good lad, like Borough lad and Borough lass. All them people there, all lovely, phone me all the time to keep me going. But I get down myself, like everyone gets down. No one's an island. No man's an island. Only the Isle of Man. No man's an island, only the Isle of Man. Fucking hell, that's a good night, isn't it? No man's an island, only the Isle of Man. You see, that's that one. But that Shirley, that horrible Shirley's wife, she's one fucking horror. She's phoning up Terry's kids got put in a home and saying, oh, he's abusing these kids. Horrible. What she's done there and him, I can't see them. I can't see them gone, me. I really can't see them going. I can see them going off the face of the planet and what they've done. I really can what they've done. Same as Fatty Dave. They're messing about with them, some of the most dangerous fucking criminals in the fucking planet. They're fucking fools. I mean, like my relations are 10 times tougher than me, 10 times bigger gangsters than me. They've wiped them out in 10 seconds. One phone call, they'll be gone. Got completely gone. You've never seen them be in an acid bath or something gone. Never seen again. Never fucking seen again. The divvies. Not that I can do it if I wanted to, but I don't. I've got connections all over the world. I've got the Irish lads, I've got all them, they're all my pals. They love me. Done loads of jobs with them. These cranks have never been in this fucking depth. Shouting the mouse off. Pretend I'm outside your house, he said. I'm round the corner. Oh shit. She's panicking away. I said, Emma, it's all called psychology to get in your head, to make you stay awake all night, to make you not sleep. And then the more you don't sleep, the more stress you get and the more fear you get. They're trying to get you to, it's the police that tell them what to do. They're them dirty bastards. They're doing it. They're doing it from day one, these cops, because they can't get us. They can't get me and Paddy. They can't get the things we've done in the past because no one made statements in the past and grassed us in the past. And what we did in the past wasn't murdering people. It might have been allegedly might have been involved in armed robberies, but a lot of us. But that's not killing people. We never went out murdering people. I would have a fight. I'd have to break somebody's jaw and knock them out. You don't have to go and kill someone. You only do that because you haven't got the bottle to fight the person. That's what it is, most of them. Same as Specky. Specky's in jail, been arrested for 3 grapes. And he's been up for young boys and everything. He's been in jail getting these things sucked off the renty ones, like Jamie likes, the other rent ones. You went down with me, wait, you crank. You went there, you little dibby. And you haven't got the ripper to her because that's been took off you. The lads who did the ripper to us contacted me and Emma and said, I'm having nothing to do with him. I said, I seen him. I said, I borrowed his phone and I seen Gary Smasher on us. And I knew it was him. I knew it was all along it was him. So the lad said, yeah, don't ever come near me again. Don't come back to London. And then he went to video. The other bus was the bus tour where him and Rafe was going to be going around London. Somebody called Gold Teeth. You remember him? It was in I think EastEnders. And he's come on and said, MFL Brian, where I'm now doing. He said, I've sacked him today. I've been told by about 40 people in the pub that he was putting messages up. And they were all behind him watching him do it. He was off his head that much. Them lads were like, oh, there's not wrong being gay. My mate, loads of me have got to be gay. But when they're gay and they're raping people, that's a big different thing. That's a total different thing. Nothing wrong with being gay. I've got 2 nieces who are gay. And it doesn't bother me one bit. I've got friends in the town who are gay. It's nothing to do with being gay. It's what they're doing. Spiking people and putting stuff in the drinks and stuff. That's what they've been doing. Them from Newcastle for years and years. Taking them back. It took me back to this place. I said, do you want to come back with him? So I went in. And I'm not joking. You'd think it was being in the other film with the what they call the Cray twins, the ones who played the film, Spandau Ballet, them two, Martin Kemp, I think, and the other one. So I goes in this room, and it was a big long room. It's copied off the film where Rose she called her, Cray, Rose Cray, I think, and where her living room was, where the mum's living room was, where they sat. They had me in this big long room, about 20 foot long. And there was all these people sat at the table. It was like there was one there. The table was about as wide as where I am here, and we were all sat there like that. And it was a big long table, and people were there, and one there, and one there. I thought, they couldn't try to make me look like as if they're like big time gangsters. I looked at it, I thought, you fucking dibbies, absolute dibbies. And I was so sat there thinking, there's about 20 people at the table, 10 this side, 10 that side, a big long room, like a passageway. It was like being in a passage, and I truly thought that would impress me. And fucking. So then we went to this other place that I was telling you, and it was called the hostel. That was what it was called. The hostel. It was like a place where they put people, like I said to you, people being in jail or paedophiles who are no Romans. I've got nowhere to live. So we'll put them in there and getting like £50, I think, a week off them. So we're making £5 a month off the told me whether they were, I don't know, but they were making big money. And it was down there, the quayside, and they have no, where it was Teesside, we've got like all, the Mal was the best nightclub in the country 5 years in a row. We had places in Bradford we used to go to, and Doncaster and Leeds and places like that. I knew all the black lads in Leeds, old friends of mine when I was in jail. I was in Ronnie. I went in when I was down there, when I was in Leeds, all the lads were down there, got up with them all. Preston was a bit cheeky with me. I said, what are you doing? He said, oh, only black lads in here. I said, don't play that fucking racist shit with me. All my life I've stuck up for people who've been black. And I said, anyone in India or Pakistani, anyone handicapped, anyone who's gay or anything, I've stuck up for people like that. I said, it's not me. So don't fucking put me with that, tie that brush on me. And I went, oh. And he came over, Vinny said to him, he's fucking brilliant. I've been there in Haverick with him, where he's gone home, there's 2 black lads getting bullied off this big lad. And Brian's gone over and threw the fucker out the way and said, leave him alone, you bullying them kids, leave them alone. And the kids come over And later on, Vinny met me, and Vinny was their big brother, and these were about 22 years old. He said, "Oh, what for Brian? That lad was going to knock fuck out us. We got battered." He come over, he went to give us some money. I said, "I don't know money. This was another jail." He said, "You, Brian Cockerill?" He said, "You must be, because there's no one as big as you." He said, and he said, "Thanks for what you done for the twins." He said, "My brothers." He said, "They were petrified for that animal, what you done." He said, "But I've had him sorted." So, but I found out he's from Salford, really top there, gangster family. They're all nice lads. That Salford lads all like me. Got over there, brilliant. Paul Massey was there. Paul Massey was best friends with my mate there, Monkey Lions. Fucking psychopath, Monkey Lions. There's another one. One phone call, be gone. Fucking psychopath. I break and people's house as well. I sleep in bed and just cut their faces clean off, take the fucking eyes out. Absolute psycho. They called him Dr. Death, they called him. He was cutting the feet, would not batter them, and then stick a knife in and just take all the whole skin off the face, pull the face off. Leave them with no face on. Dangerous fucking man. A very good friend of Paddy's as well. Paddy Conroy's. Monkey, great lad. He's poorly at the moment. His sister goes out with him. Yeah, he's had quite a bit, I think, with all the things he's done in his life. Kidnapping, screws, a bit like Charlie Bronson. In jail for years, but 20, 25, 30 years in jail he did. Psycho though, proper, but never back down to you. No matter how many people there were. So what happened is Paul Massey had some trouble with these black lads in strange ways, because it all got changed over, you see. And what was happening, they were coming in, the screws were coming in and battering people, giving them good hiding for no reason, being bully bastards. So their posse, I won't say which ones, but the Salford lads had enough of it. Said, "Fuck you, you're not beating my brother up in there, you're not beating my fucking cousin up." So they started coming around and batting the screws with baseball bats, and then started shooting the fucking cars up. So they've done a deal where they've rebuilt the place, and the right, and I'll tell you, so I got the right as well, because I know the lad was in there. Taylor, they call him, Paul Taylor. But I got on with everyone, all the Liverpool lads. I got on with Liverpool. I had to run the whole. I was in Liverpool, the only person from Liverpool, and not from Liverpool. In there, I was fucking from Teesside, and I run that jail. I had a box off all the screws, just let me do what I wanted. Give me anything, steaks. This one came in, he said to me, "Cockerill, what are you doing?" Just my breakfast boss. He went, "You're not fucking Goodfellas, you know." I said, "No, we're bigger." He fucking laughed his head off. Fucking sat there, chops, orange. So the nonsense came. I said, "They're not getting no oranges, fuck them." And Andy Cole, he's gone now. He got shot, he got killed. I said, "What you mean?" He said, "What do you mean?" I went, "I'm not giving them scruffy cunts away them kids fresh orange juice." So we started crushing all. It was about 200 oranges. We fucking hands were killing, crushing them. Crushed them all up, and we got about 10 pints of oranges, but we put water in it as well. We put them in the fridge. We had freezers and everything. And he fucking orange juice and steaks and fucking bread. And it's like Goodfellas. There was no trouble on the wings. Nobody gives a shit. They just say, "We'll send the Cockerill if you don't behave." It was good in Liverpool, I think. Ronnie Pickering. That's Boyle, that. That's Boyle, that. That's what he calls himself, Ronnie Pickering, all the time. He's a crank. He's a dimmy, that you fat cunt. You fat shit house. Hey, bum. Not so tough now, are you? Not so tough now, are you, big mouth? Big blabbermouth. Blabbermouth. You'll get the same, you. You'll get the same exact blabbermouth. You know what I'm on about. Shit house. Thousands of miles away and still got them. Thousands of miles away and still got them. Silly cunt. He knows exactly what I'm on about. Fucking shit bag. Crying like little girls. Donny, I don't know what you. Where the fuck's I'm gonna find Matt? Not Matt like Brett May, but the fuck is he getting up to? So what's the fucking plot, man? You need to behave yourself. Fucking every week saying different things. You should never tell lies on these things, because when you do it, it bites you on the ass, because it always comes back. That's why I always tell the truth. So that's what I've got to tell you. So I've got all the proof of the arm robberies, the kidnappings, or even 30, 34 police would have guns. I've only got the fucking police cars there with the cops stood all with the guns out, and the nurse goes, "Oh, I was stood there." She said, "It wasn't Brian Cockerill," she said to the cop, "because I know him because he's huge. My cousin goes out with him." She said, But when I looked down the side, she said I counted 30 police officers with handguns and MP5 machine guns. There was 30. I've got it in the middle of the evening. It was 1994, where I was done for the shooting at Recockerill Road. I've got the one in 1990, maybe 4 again, is it? I think like 1922 was the riots. And it was read out on the telly by the black lad. You remember News at 10? Remember the McDonald? Trevor McDonald read it out on News at 10. Riots in Stockton, Rosewith today. 3 days they've been writing. Boyle went all made up. Never. He said, I've been in all the papers. Bullshit buying Cockerill. Bullshit lies. So I've got all the cuttings. Boulevard's got all the cuttings. You can see the papers. You can see the names. You can see the addresses. You can see everything in it. Crank. So I've just made you, Boulevard, thank you so much. We've just made you look like a dibby now. So I'm not the liar. And there was 34 police, and then the other one there was over 40 police from another front. There was 2 helicopters on the front. We had a big massive carry on, a lot of travellers on the camp. There was 87 of us. I went on to have a fight. When I come back, there was a helicopter outside. Young Ryan was there. I got Ryan to come on and tell you as well the story. I went to Ryan's house fest and they come in. There was 2 helicopters up in front, and I come out the window. I went, I'm Spartacus, and they were all the way up the street, and he had all big battens. Banging the truncheons with the plastic fucking thing on the side. I said, "Oh, Brian," I said, "Come in here, see what I've got for you. Come in here, fucking come in here." And I was screaming like a lunatic. And I went, "Oh, Brian, there's no need for this." I was banging the fucking things. I went, "Come on, I'm Spartacus." And he's fucking off. He said, "No, not drugs, just didn't give a fuck." And then anyway, they come in and he said, "What did you have for us?" I went, "I just 2 cups of tea." Fucking dibbies. And I went to the car and I was fucking boiling. The whole car was steaming up. There was the steam coming off me with anger. Fucking hell, you doing have generator some heat. It's the fucking steam's coming off you is unreal. But he was saying I was making that up. I've got all the charge sheets and everything, the bail conditions and everything. The same as the one where I was had to be in the house with the Blue Monkey. So there was never no shootings at the Blue Monkey. Annie Buick was with me the day after the shooting. We went by when one of the travellers from Sunderland come down. He went down there. I said, well, allegedly, my favourite thing, I said, there's been somebody with a handgun and put 6 bullets at the door. He said, oh, you can see it's a handgun because they're on the ladders and they've been pulling them out. I said, it's not a shotgun. Last week was a shotgun. The week before was a shotgun. And that was 2. I got done for 2 shotgun attempts by blasting the wall, blasting the door twice. And then I got done for the handgun one. But they held me and put me on bail conditions until I did the shooting there. So the people on the club said, we seen it was Ryan Cockerill. We could tell it was him. And he come in the Cosworth, but there was 25 feet long. And to get to the top of the wall where it was, you'd have to go up these steps. And then there was a bus shelter outside, so I would have to shoot through the bus shelter. The bullets would have to magically go through the bus shelter windows, then up to the fucking top, bounce off the wall, go around under the fucking wall, and then go to the top. He said, solicitor, how the hell could that happen? The judges were, there's no way he's been able to shoot from there. There's too much stuff in the way. And they said, oh, we've got a recording of Cockerill talking in a jocular manner, which means funny. So they brought it in. So we put it up. I had to go on bail for about 4 or 5 weeks. I had to be in every night at 6 o'clock. So they said, 101 on. They said, you have to be in it every night. So when I was going home at night, I was still in Stockton. So I was breaking my bail conditions. So I had to, they give me them, they released them. So when I went to court the next day, so what they've done, I've told you the night this one thing, where they arrested me, they had me with their MP4 machine guns. And they had 2 of them Senator 3 litres out the front, because what they used to do, the old ones, they used to have to phone up for permission to use them. But now they can just pull them out and use them. So they used to have the back of it, and like you get like the bomb thing when they put the keys in. They go and twist it like that. In the film where they push the bomb and the bombs go off. So they used to go in there and they get permission to go 1, 2, 3 twists, and they turn them up, and then they get the hands in, put the guns, and then put the bullets in. And then there'd be a little use of it, so it would take time. But now they can just pull them and shoot you in the street, which is rightly so, because the fucking terrorists. I honestly think anyone with a gun in the street, pointing at people, just want the police should just shoot them in the fucking head, kill them straight away, shoot to kill, and kill them, because they're only here to kill us. They're only here to help. With everybody as terrorists, they're only here to kill us. But why take a chance? Give them no chance whatsoever. Fucking kill them straight away. I'm going to get a coffee. We look there. Donny, right up to go down. Get a couple of catch. Yeah, we could that. When I was in the court, so they said, right, we've got the recordings. So they went and got these recordings and they put them on this thing. And it's like, you've got like, say this is electricity. They say like it's like the machine like that. So it goes like that. And then your voice will speak and it goes ding, 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 ding like that. And it goes like that. And also it laps over and goes into like that position. And it fills up them holes on the like it's like looks like electric little red and green and white. That fills up, that matches your voice, that knows it's your voice then, because them it's got that ding ding that noise. So it matches it goes beep beep beep. I mean you've got a match. And I went, there's no match on this, there's nothing whatsoever. And he said this doesn't even sound like it on the phone. The judge went, this is absolute farcical. He said he's laughing and joking. Well, who's laughing and joking on the phone? Yeah, there's no one laughing on the phone. He said, you've had this man on bail for nearly 9 months, bail conditions, having to be in the house every night for 6 o'clock, and you've come out with this garbage. So what they said is, we've misplaced the tape recording, so they give him another 3 months. Went back again, give him another 3 months, just to fuck anyone else when he got off. So it took 9 months to go to court. When it finally went to court, the recordings wasn't me. There was nothing to do with it. Didn't have any. It sounded like somebody out of London, like a Yorkshire accent, no, some Yorkshire. Nothing to do with the North East. So I got off, got not guilty. But the coppers, when they went, the lads done the job. Somebody who was there seen it allegedly, and when they pulled the guns out, the cops were sat with just handguns. They were sitting there, I thought they were great, and they went, they fucking jumped as the lads pulled the guns, went boom, and went blasted a big hole in the fucking door. And then the cops just jumped out the door and ran down the fucking high street, screaming like two little banshees. I thought you were a big tough guy, you cops. Fucking shit yourselves. Used to shit themselves when they see me. Didn't dare pull me over. They were like, can we have a word, Brian? Can we just have a quick word with you? Is it okay? Fuck off. Don't want to talk to you. Fuck off. Yeah, horrible cunts. I don't mind helping them if it was somebody like help saving somebody's life or somebody being murdered, or giving them information, not to give information to get people to jail. But somebody who's been killed and you could find the body and give them a burial. I'd do that all day long because I'm a Christian. I would do that. So I said that Scott Fletcher's sister went, I have nothing to do, your brother love. This scumbag's done the same with Viv Graham, that Boyle. He's done the same thing with Viv Graham, saying, oh, Brian's involved in it. And when she contacted, when Paddy contacted you, you remember when we kept saying he had all the recordings and we talked about Viv Graham and how I murdered him and all this fucking shite. So you don't think for 1 second the police haven't gone to take that off him. They'll took it off him straight away. And they've left that. But that scumbag, they'll say, oh, yeah, that's the recordings. And they'll have been out on them. But they'll have left him with whatever he's got. But he's never come forward and said, oh, well, here they are. So Paddy said, well, I said, go on, Paddy Conroy's and put it on. You'll soon see if it's me talking. Never put it on. It was all lies. Made up shit. Absolute shit out your fucking crack cocaine, self-delusional head. Because that's what you tell everyone. I smoke crack and I smoke weed, you shouted. So I just want to know this one. How can you work in a factory with machines when you're working with machines and you take drugs? You're taking heroin, you said, you take crack, you take weed, and you're taking Subutex. How are you working in A1 factory over the border and working with machines when somebody could be killed? You should be sacked. You should be sacked for that job and get yourself back in the rehab or wherever you want to get in rehab and get off the drugs. You should be given a drug test because you were on drugs 1,000,000%. You've admitted to being on them. I've seen you with my own eyes, and I've got about 30 videos where you're talking about when you're on them. You can see you're on them. You shouldn't be working with them things because if you get caught, I'm trying to help you here. If you get caught and somebody gets killed, you'll get done for manslaughter. You end up with 12 years up your ass. 8 to 12 years you'll get. I've seen it happening in films when we're watching films. You're not allowed to take any type of anything. It's like getting caught on the road with alcohol in your system. You kill someone, you go to jail for murder. It's only a matter of time now before they start saying anyone caught with drugs drinking them, it's an automatic ban, which it is. And anyone kills anyone with alcohol, it's an automatic fucking life sentence. It's only a matter of time before some judge says, right, life. And life will mean life when you kill somebody in a car. Because when you get in a car drunk, that is a totally different weapon then. It becomes an absolute nightmare. And there's loads of people that I know, I've been on these courses, and I've took people who didn't want to go and go, trust me, like cousins and nephews. And I've took them, they were amazed at like just slowing down 2 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour road can save kids' lives and people's lives. And when they see the damage they do by an extra 2 or 3 mile an hour, it's unbelievable. But yeah, he's just an arsehole doing what he's doing. Absolute arsehole he is. He's telling everyone I've murdered Viv Graham. He's telling everyone, telling that poor woman over there, I feel sorry for her, she's a Christian as well. Telling that poor woman to load in the woman's brain, having her giving alarm dual alarm into stress just to try and upset me and Emma. But what does he do to that poor lady and the family, the mum, the dad, and everyone over there? I'm obviously thinking something to do with me. I never even met the kid, never even seen him in my life, and I'll go on any lie detector and prove it. I'd never met him, I'd never seen him. I'll do that as well all day long because I never had nothing to do with the kid. And it was him again, isn't it? Him and Humble. Humble was giving a loads of shit. Him and Humble again. Humble trying to get me and Emma. Who's the one who told the lad that was involved in Scott Fletcher? Humble. Who was Humble's missus? He was who was called who was involved in Viv Graham murder. Humble's Boyle's missus, fucking Shirley, who was telling fucking Scott Fletcher's mum and relations I was involved in Scott Fletcher murder. Fucking Shirley again. Shirley who works for the Citizen Advice Bureau, getting involved in things that happened. She was shooting, sticking her fucking nose in with gangster stuff. She should be sacked. Working for the Citizen Advice Bureau doing that. And also phoning up people's kids where they're in a home and telling them the mum and dad are paedophiles to 12 and 13 and 14-year-old kids. Terry's kids, she phoned them up and said, oh, your dad was raping your mum and everything. Absolute shite. Terry's daughter was on your right, Kendra. She said, Kendra chased her up the fucking street. She shit herself, big fat Shirley. Yeah. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, every time I'm saying, if you look at the common denominator, it's Fat Shirley and Jamie. It's Humble and it's his missus. It's fucking, it's the same ones trying to get us. Because we're the good guys. They can't put us down, that's what it is. They can't handle it. And the public out there know we're the good guys. Ronnie, David Wood, old work, made top cord, licking up his ass, you're going to keep Placid, Kiddie, and Ariel, but it bit. Reggie, you fell off boat night up and saved the current took him to Jarrow. That's good. Yeah, we all know killed Viv, yeah. We all know. I know 1,000,000% they did. I know exactly who did it. Good question from Arms. So, remember, Dibby, you and your dad brother blabbing about everything you've done to me. Where you put this one, where you put that one, where you did this one, where you did that one, blah, 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 trying to be the big man. But it's come back and bite you on the ass now, hasn't it? You that cunt talking shit. So then he's phoned Paddy phoned him, I haven't got no records of Brian. The cops went to him, got no records of Brian. So all that time, I could have made loads of statements like these cunts done. I could have these got 10 years, but their asses and stuff they've been doing to me, and then all the lies they're told, conspiring to pervert the course of justice, massive jail sentence, massive, and all the time. And then when Anna Conley was a lovely lady, I love her to bits, and then Emma does, that poor lady lost her husband because they didn't want him going in the club. All he was doing was stopping them selling drugs and saving people's lives, young kids' lives, and young lads and lasses going in, getting into drugs and getting themselves upset and taking drugs and coke, and they were doing the gear and everything. And because Viv went, no, I'm not having the kids' deaths on my hands in these clubs. I said, you don't have no drugs in here. So he said no to them. No. So they said, right, we'll give you money. He went, no, I've told you, and you're not selling any drugs. A couple of months later, they'd get shot. So it didn't take a fucking rocket science to work out who done it. Then they were out partying in the town, partying when the man got killed. Same as when Lee Duffy got killed. They were out partying when Lee got killed. Because they were like, because Lee, like me, if I got killed, with some of them out partying when if I got killed, or Paddy got killed, they'd be partying because the shit scared us, that were figures. Like the Conroys, the Cockerills, the people like the Duffys, because they can't do that with them type of people, and we won't back down to none of them. But the thing is, poor Hannah, she lost her husband. He was only 35 years old when he died. He wasn't died. He was fucking murdered by animals. just so they could get their little cotton games and make money off people. People's busy getting people on the heroin and all that, because we're doing heroin and everything, you know. We're doing everything, pure scum. But you don't want to be starting messing about with me. I've got it all in here. I remember every single inch where you took me. I remember every fucking weapon. I remember every place roof. I remember every path. Showed off when I was up there, weren't you? Big blabbermouths. Right, I think I'll go because I'm fucking knackered. It's been good that. I think I've done about an hour of that. Right, I'm going to come on tomorrow. I'm going to bring on the recordings. Tomorrow I'm going to bring on the paperwork from the newspapers where it was done for the armed robberies. But it's that fucking hell, there's loads of them. There's fucking people going to be here for months. There's fucking loads of them. One's in the prison. The riots are caused in prison. Fucking hell, the riots are caused in Home House. The riots are caused in Durham. The fucking sit down with fucking Douglas Hurd came from the Home Secretary. There was over 150 people sat in the yard, wouldn't come down. They went on the roof and smashed all the prison up. They did it in Home House as well. They sat in the fucking yard, wouldn't come in. Then they did it in what was it called? Fucking hell, not Liverpool. They did it in another jail, what was it called? Fucking Cumbria. Well, Cumbria, what's it called? I love that jail from Cumbria. I can't think of the name of it. It was up there and they all sat down. All the lads went on the dinner breakfast. Nobody got any done. Breakfast that day. I broke somebody's jaw there and they shipped me out to Liverpool. So everyone sat down. The yard was sitting on the tables. Everyone wouldn't come. Because I was running the whole drill. And the whole place boxed off. Everybody was coming in for everything. The screws didn't have a fucking clue. But yeah, I had the whole place boxed off. It was brilliant in there. It was Havrick, that was it. All Scousers were there. Because what was going, Scousers in Manchester, you imagine being, was 300 Scousers and 300, what's got an inch? 300 Scousers and 300 Manchester lads and about 150 from Cumbria. And I was in there and I'd cut my heart to me and that fucking nose itch. I know it's our fucking name, Wolf, fucking jumping on me earlier on. I was trying to find my hat and they were jumping on the hat. These fucking hairs are horrible. Fucking big long hairs going up your nose and you wake up in the middle of the night. Yeah, you guys only in there. There's butter there. Truck here into Jarrah. Right, I'm going to go because we know it's private mental. I'm going to get one of them antihistamine tablets I've got to me, I think. I might have in my pockets. I lost my hat. I've got to bring you this. You've got me all new pink, so like this for today, like baby blue, it's called. And Boyle's going, you've got your clothes are scruffy. Have you seen the state of you? You've got the same shorts on every single day of the week. The same ginger head. Scruffy tramp. Only you've got a shave. Hey, bum, how's your mates? Right, thank you, everybody. We're back on tomorrow. I've got all the paperwork it said. And he's going to put it all up and you'll be able to read it, the times and the dates of it, all the things.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you two on a minute.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Anna there, fine.
I know, I've just been talking about this.
Yeah,
we all know who murdered this.
Yeah, you Anna.
Are you, Anna?
Hold that minute, we're going through that.
We all know who murdered this and why. Because they want to sell drugs in the clubs. And when he told them to stop selling drugs for
I think
children, the fuck, went or not. Remember when he took down all them packs and showed me all them things? You remember that? You saying fucking shit stuff. Don't get shut up all the time, yeah.